Hi, Gary. This is Matthew. I'm going to make this as brief and to the point as possible. I'm not going to mess around because I don't have to with you. Look, the bottom line is that I've got an idea, I've got a system, I've got a plan that can literally change the world. Now, that might sound crazy, but hear me out just for another minute here. The problem with humanity right now is we don't have community centers because we don't work in community. Used to be IQ was important. You're talking about EQ. That's old. What the future is going to be built upon is CQ, your compassion quotient. How compassionate are you? It's not going to be NFTs. It's not going to be Bitcoin. It's not going to be all kinds of money-making strategies so that you can just build wealth. There is no wealth in money. The wealth is in humanity. The wealth is in us nurturing and loving and respecting and being kind to each other. Now, there are a couple of few minutes to go here, so please listen or watch the rest of this video, if you will, and please get back to me. Let me know, yay or nay. Does this project seem like something you'd like to get into, or it's not for you? Let me know so I'm not hanging, and don't leave this girl hanging either. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to be brief. What this is about, it's about a fundraiser for people like this little girl. Did you know that we lose 14,000 children die every day between the ages of 1 day to 5 years old to the simplest needs like clean water, basic healthy food, and basic medicines? And that's because of our neglect. You know, most of us aren't doing anything about it. This is an opportunity. Why? Because it's a miracle kind of a breakthrough system. What it's about is it's about a community center where people can go and work together. I'll give you a lot more details about that later on. But this might be a project that you'd be interested in being part of. After all we need is just a tiny, tiny bit of support from you. Thanks. You know, some people try to give me advice and they say, look, if you're looking for donations, you have to think about, it's like a sales process, and you have to think about, well, what's in it for them? But I'm sorry, I just don't get that. I have to look at myself as an example and say, what's in it for me? Well, if you see, you know, a child fall on the train tracks, and the train's coming, you know, you jump down there, grab that child, save that child. You don't have to think about it. Why? Because you feel compassionate. You want to preserve that child's life. You have empathy, you have sympathy, you care. And to me, this is the same thing. It's not like, oh, I'm going to be popular. I'm going to get money. I'm going to be famous, and I'm going to get a new car. Who knows what, you know, what people might be thinking. If it comes to something like buying a new can opener, okay, it's obvious, it's going to be easier to open cans. But when it comes to something like this, you know, I'm out of patience. And I hope you are too. And I hope you can see past what the cynics say, people that are cynical. They make up all kinds of excuses not to do something so tiny like this. And all the red tape that can get involved. Please, if you can, look beyond that. Let's do this. Okay, here are the specifics of what we're looking for. The total cost of the project is $106,500. Now that covers all the expenses for everything required to establish this community center during a 1-year period. After that 1-year period is over, we don't need any more contributions. The plan is that the community center will run completely by itself from that point on, because it will employ some profit-making projects, and will also include, you know, like a chicken farm and a big greenhouse and maybe a fish farm, depending upon what's appropriate for the area. For this area, we're looking into doing all of those things. Now, I'm looking for 10 people that each would contribute 10% of what's total. So that's $10,650. It's 10% of the total amount. And once the first person contributes, I'm sure other people will get on board. So I'm really asking you a favor here. Would you be willing to contribute to this project? When you go to the 5steps.org website, you can see, have we collected any money yet so far? Have we gotten any donations so far? So that's the basic numbers, what we're looking for. Okay, In just a minute here, we're going to have a 5-minute video that explains what's so great about this community center, what's so special about it, and why it is kind of a new miraculous breakthrough in the area of helping people get out of poverty forever, empowering people to get out of poverty forever, having a place in the world that they can go to where they can get the nurturing, the empowerment. It helps people to actualize. Right now we don't have that. We just have people clamoring and drinking dirty water, and people that are dying needlessly, and people that never get to see what it would be like to have a happy and secure life. The Community Center Project, the Everybody Community Center, brings that to people. Okay, so I want to thank you in advance. I want to thank you for watching this video. And I want to let you know, if you feel like you're a compassionate person, I'm sure you are, then maybe you feel compassionate enough to become part of this project to help us out. Only looking for 10 people, about $10,000 each. This is a we're setting the bar very, very low. And it's a pilot project. So we really need someone to overlook the cynicism and overlook all that red tape and all that confusion and just say, what the heck, I'll take a chance. So thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to reply in some way, contacting us with a yes, okay, I'm interested, or no, I'm not. Don't leave us hanging, please, and don't leave this girl waiting and wondering. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Matthew. I'd like to tell you just real briefly why the Community Center, the Everybody Community Center, this 5 Steps project is so different and so fresh compared to what you may have seen before in the area of helping people. First of all, it's sustainable. This is something that we can continue year after year because it pays for itself. After the first year of donations that help get it off the ground, which is $106,500, is our close estimate to what it's going to cost to handle all the expenses for the first year to get it started. After the first year, it's self-sufficient. No more donations will be needed. It's permanent. So this is not a temporary thing where we're just buying Thanksgiving dinners or we're just pulling up with a truck full of rice and things like that. No, this is something that's permanent. It's not a temporary thing. So people can go there day after day, year after year, and get help and help others. It's a center for community. This is needed because this doesn't really exist, not this type of a community center. It will impact poverty immediately. It'll impact crime in a very short period of time because, so much crime comes from 2 things: lack of accountability and extreme poverty. People get desperate. People become criminals most of the time out of desperation. We eliminate that very, very soon. And we also help with the lost resources. People that are in poverty, a lot of times they have nothing to do all day. They have no place to go. And these are people that have physical resources, but they also have mental resources too. How many children have died? We're losing 14,000 children every day to our neglect. How many of those children would have been geniuses in physics, mathematics, medicine? I bet the cure for cancer could have been reached so much sooner if we had nurtured more people, if more people were able to go to school, study medicine, whatever it was, and develop into actualized human beings. And that's what the community center is about, creating actualized human beings. Another aspect is accountability. So we hold people accountable for how much did you help out. Now, we're not being nitpicky and we're not splitting hairs, but we're saying, look, if you want to be able to benefit from the community, then you should contribute to the community. You need to help out in the greenhouse or the fish farm or the chicken farm or wherever else, help to make food for people that come in and they're looking for a quick snack. So the way that the community center is designed is so that everyone who benefits is also someone who contributes. And this is not just because, this is not only people this is only people that are able-bodied, not the people that are, in a wheelchair and maybe they're paralyzed, they're not able to, or they're too old, they're feeble, they have some kind of a health condition. We help these people. This is not the majority. This is a very small minority. And from the extra work that we do to contribute, we take care of these people in our community, the elder and the infirm. And finally, I just want to reiterate, it's self-sustaining after a year. So this isn't something we have to keep coming back and keep contributing, keep doing fundraisers. No, the fundraisers that we're going to continue to do after the first year will be for new community centers that will serve about 3,000 people. So we'll be developing more and more community centers, refining the model, making the model flexible so it matches different cultures. This is a very different project. I've never heard of this before. This is something that's really going to have a very strong impact because it's a physical place that people can go to get information, to get support, to get help, to get resources, to get clean water, to get healthy food, to get help finding a job, to get help find training for a job, all the things, the basics that we need in life that we don't get at home. I grew up middle class in the Northwest side of Chicago. Even somebody who's at my level in the United States, I still didn't get this kind of nurturing. And it's missing for at least 1 billion people, probably quite a bit more. Thanks for listening.
Okay, so there's the details. Does this little girl seem like someone worth supporting? Does this project seem like it's worth supporting? Remember, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about these 14,000 children every day. Does it seem worthwhile? Okay, please let us know. Here's the contact information. Thanks for watching this far. On a final note, please be very courageous and be the first person. We don't have anybody to support us yet, so please be the first person to be a supporter. And that'll set an example for others, and I think it'll be much easier for the others to say, okay, they did it, we can do it too. Thanks so much for watching.